way McDonald's is now.
Okay, we'll call the City of Detroit Planning Commission to order for April 9th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Mr. Westmeyer.
Here.
Mr. McGarry.
Here.
Mr. Wolke.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Mr. Titterington.
Here.
Mrs. Ehrlich.
Here.
Mr. Emmerich. We have a quorum.
Okay, the minutes from the March 26th meeting were sent to everyone and provided any changes or revisions or deletions.
Move for approval.
We have
Second.
we have motion and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, first order of business is a historical district application, certificate of appropriateness for 13 to 15 South Market Street for exterior alterations. Staff have their report.
Yes, sir. So just to give you some background, a COA for 15 South Market Street was denied on August 14th of 2024. We did, however, or the Planning Commission did issue a COA for 13, but that has since expired. So we're really coming with somewhat of a blank slate and pulling from a previous Planning Commission meeting back in August of 2024. I did attach that full meeting minutes as Exhibit A to this report, but it does outline the window awnings, paint colors, etc. We did meet with the building owner on March 28th to go over the issues we had with the paint colors. So this request is really to try to come up with a solution from that meeting. So getting into the request for the 13 South Market Street side, the applicant is requesting that the first floor storefront remain painted SW0075 Holiday Turquoise. This is a different color than what the Planning Commission approved, and I did provide a color swatch of that. It's the lightest color, one of three that I passed out to each and every one of you. Exhibit C goes into much more detail about what we approved back then, and the storefront modifications includes a doorway installation. That is pending a contractor scheduling. The front awning is pending installation due to unforeseen expenses, but the upper floor window awnings are currently in production. Getting into 15 South Market Street, the applicant is requesting that the first floor storefront on the south side or the south building be painted the actual SW6480 Lagoon color. That is the middle color swatch that I gave you, darker than the last one, but not the darkest. So that is the color that they're proposing at 15. It's important to note that it will separate colors. So 13 will be the lightest, 15 will be a little bit darker. Getting into the staff analysis for the design manual section 2.6, it does comply with the majority of these because there are no similar colors on the same block, because now she is proposing to paint the darker color on the 15 side of the building. Historically unpainted surfaces will remain unpainted, and then simple building colors, so there's only two colors, so it does meet this requirement, and the colors are not high gloss paint. So moving forward, the zoning code does have a time limit, so I want to make that clear that any new COA that's issued remains valid for a period of 6 months. The Planning Commission can grant two extensions to that for 6 months each, but that request needs to be done in writing 10 days prior to that request. So staff recommends approval of the proposed paint on both buildings as it complies with Section 2.6 of the Design Manual with the following conditions, as seen in the rendering that was previously approved in 2024, that the cloth awnings first and third floor on the 13 South Market Street building will be installed within 6 months from the date of issuance, that the iron window grills are installed on the 13 side within 6 months of issuance, The storefront entry door on the 13 side is installed within 6 months of issuance. The third floor north and south exterior sidewalls on 15 South Market Street are painted the exact same color within 6 months from the date of issuance. And permanent window coverings on the window openings on the third floor on 15 South Market Street, those will need approved by the zoning administrator within 6 months from the date of issuance. And that'll conclude my report.
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
yes, sir.
So maybe this was an oversight or I'm not remembering something, but we also have the color blue peacock, and that is for the window trim at the top of 15.
Correct.
Why wasn't that included? Because I know that was a discussion that we had. Was that not needed to be part of the COA?
No, because that color is supposedly the same color that was on the window trim previously. So she painted it like for like.
All right, and you mentioned not painting any unpainted surfaces like brick.
Yep.
That's not been an issue here.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
I have a question. So on the application, all it says is painting. You're talking about the addition of a door?
Right there. That's the back side of the application.
But wouldn't this say alteration?
Well, yeah, that's why the second page was included, because it has the
Yeah,
following.
that's why we
the other
included
stuff.
the conditions on there, just to make it clear on the request and what we're going for here.
Okay.
And so if the, Mr. Chair, one
Go
more
ahead.
question I just thought of. So, you mentioned the conditions, everything being done within 6 months, but, just to restate, you've got some section in here that says, if for some valid reason, the work like the awnings, et cetera, for production, for whatever delays, take longer than the 6 months, then Beth can apply for an extension, but it has to be done in advance of the 6 months
10 days from
expiration.
expiration, in writing,
Okay.
requested in 10 days.
And that would just be an agenda item on Planning Commission? I don't remember us doing one. I'm sure we probably have, but.
Yes, sir, it would just be an agenda item.
Okay, now, the only question I've got is, they're asking for approval on the turquoise, right?
Yeah, so 13 would be the turquoise, 15 would be lagoon.
Now, is that certificate for appropriateness expired?
For 13, yes, sir.
Okay, so does that have to be, obviously, I think it'd be a separate issue that we have to deal with.
I
Or
think
is
the staff report was just one combined, because the 13 is basically, it's a new request, because the old one is over.
Okay, so this would be combined with 15 then at this point?
Correct, we've combined
Okay,
both
that's fine.
for simplicity.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my mind's,
Yep.
squared away on that. Okay.
So I have a question then. 15 is going to be repainted the lagoon like it was originally approved.
15
It was
hasn't
not.
received any approval yet.
No, but that's the request.
The request is 15 would be lagoon,
Lagoon.
so it'd be darker than what's currently out there.
Why isn't 13 going to be painted lagoon? Which is
So
what
we looked at that, and two reasons for that. We wanted the separation, two different colors on two different storefronts. So we wanted a different variation, and the applicant feels that the lagoon would match the blue peacock on the 15 side. So she feels that it's complementary, so we said, okay, it is a different color. On the 13 side, it was supposed to be lagoon, it was then painted turquoise. We've determined that we should potentially allow that, because we feel that once the awnings and the door in the storefront get installed, that it'll break it up enough so it won't be so, I guess, wow, in your face type of look.
Okay.
And didn't we also hear, and Beth's in the audience, of course, so we're talking in third person, that these three colors are shades, tints, whatever, on the same general palette.
Yes.
So they're complementary colors.
Yes, sir.
Is there a picture of what the door is going to be?
It's, if you pull up Exhibit A, it's a really terrible copy and paste, so I apologize. It's a entry door with iron window grills, and it's kind of like some decorative window grills, but it's supposed to be over the door.
No, but you're painting that side, covering it with that. Is it gonna cover it? Okay. Okay.
And then the 3 windows, are these the
No.
three?
See, I dressed for the colors.
Where are you talking about three windows?
These 3 right here? Are these right here?
They haven't uncovered that yet.
Okay,
So
so,
the 3 windows that you're talking about are the ones that you can see above that, right?
Yeah, so the upper floor is with the awnings. The middle windows, we're not sure if they're truly there or not. She's gonna rework that
And then there's
wood
the iron
storefront.
there. These are a mystery.
so, the mystery windows. So that second row, right, that middle row is just really not there. Okay.
It's currently.
We don't
know. Currently, but that's not on top.
Just clarify.
Any other questions for the staff or the client?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion for approval in a second.
Is that
With the noted
conditions?
staff conditions.
Well, I'm
yeah.
making the motion based on your recommendation, so yes.
And I'm seconding it based on your recommendation.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. McGarry.
Yes.
Mr. Wolke.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Titterington.
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich.
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay, is there any other business?
No, sir?
Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
A motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
There you go.